Hey everybody, this is Pat from Rain Country Homestead. Today I'm over here at my son's house and we are preparing to install a new tub. We're remodeling his bathroom on a bank repo that he got. And so we installed some blue board up there, re-insulated, cleaned up his fan and got his motor all cleaned up and working good for his exhaust fan. We had to do a little bit of correction on some of the components for the studs and whatnot to put in his new tub and surround. We had to replumb different heights for his shower head and his valving and his fill port there. So all that's brand new. Drain in here for him. Replace some of the flooring. A new toilet flange. So this will all be new when we get done here. So today we're going to be installing a new tub and surround for him. Depending how things go today, we may get around to putting a sheetrock up. So as you can see over here, there's special little studs and whatnot to catch the flanges on the tub itself and on the surround. Little back support for the tub, and see another new piece of 2x4 there to catch the flange on the tub and the surround. And we're going to have to fur this out a little bit. A little piece of furring in there. That stud is not perfectly straight up and down, the original stud. It's kind of bowed in the center out towards me, so we want to be able to fur that out to where it catches the flange on the top of the tub surround, and the bottom has to marry up and catch the flange for the tub. And yesterday we worked on his floor in the kitchen. This is the entrance to his kitchen, and there was a bow right in here. There's a high spot, so we had to take the old piece of floor out of here, and somebody had patched it before, and it was had a hill in there, so we had to pull all that up, and we had to sand down the cross member in there. It's the floor joist, to make it all level and square, or just, you know, it all level anyway. And so this is all nice and flat and level to where it'll accept the new floor. And the transition between this piece, the new piece, and the old floor, we're going to have to do a little bit of sanding. As you can see where the sander is, underneath that sander, clear back over to the wall here, and just to the right of the connection for the water for the ice maker, for the refrigerator, there's a ridge that runs back from here, clear back over this way. And then there's no ridge here because we leveled out the cross piece in here. But so we're going to have to sand down the particle board in here to make that all level. We'll just take a 3-foot level and run across there, sand some more, run a 3-foot level across there where you see no airspace and no rocking of the level, so it's nice and flat. We'll have to do the same thing just right in there, and you could see a little fresh sanding where I worked on a little bit last night till about 7:30, and then we knocked off until today. So we'll finish that up today, get his floor prepped, get his tub in, and call it a day. Shake can vigorously for 30 seconds. Sounds like a job for you, bud. Expand the foam. Have it going down here in this little square. Down in here. that'll fill all the honeycomb. Let's see. Shake it?
Mm-hmm.
How fun. Well, I think we've fit and pre-fit and thought and scratched our heads how many times here, huh?
Quite a few times. And there's always a step that you forget most of the time until you dry fit it multiple times.
Yeah.
It's always good to dry fit before you try and dedicate yourself.
Well.
You show it that we got the mark on the floor for where we put the foam.
Yeah.
So that's where the actual tub's gonna sit. And we could show you on the back of the tub the way it's designed. It's got like a waffle pattern on it, where there's two rails that sits on, they're sloped, that come right around in here, and the waffle pattern is what we got marked out right here. So we're just going to use the foam to kind of fill it and grip in between the waffle. And with this tub, they don't really tell you to put a stringer board on it, but we're going to put one anyways, just for extra stability on the back wall.
It's a sport.
And we're going to put foam along this as well, just to keep it from moving around as much. Give it a little cushion. And then we got holes drilled in the tub for the flange, for your pan head stainless steel screws.
With stainless steel washers.
Mm-hmm. But we don't know yet if the washers are gonna
So is that
work with the surround.
is that vigorous shaking?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So here's that pattern we were talking about, and we're gonna use that foam. This is what it's gonna sit on. I watched a video on YouTube about this particular tub, and it's fairly easy to install. We bought one before, and it was a steel with like a porcelain finish on it, and this back rail right here was bent, and that one did call for a stringer board because you don't screw, you actually don't tap into the flange on that stainless steel one we bought. It was a Boots, and it was a deep tub, and that's what I liked about it. But I started reading reviews after we seen that back flange was bent back here, so it wasn't going to sit level on the stringer. So I was looking at reviews, and there's a lot of reviews about it that were the same cracked porcelain and bent framework and stuff like that. So I took that one back, and we got this with a matching surround set. It's a Delta 400, and I've heard a lot of good things about it. Watched a few videos on it, and good reviews. So that's what the expanding foam's for, is to get around these edges and grip inside here.
Fills that up and keeps it from moving, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You got this little wall here. The support piece is just plastic. Now the videos I watched, Dad and I were kind of him-hawing around about where to put this. On the videos it shows that the inside lip back here is what you glue, and then it glues to the outside here. But we're kind of worried about that because behind this there's not really, you can't see it, but there's not really a ledge for it to push back. This is just soft plastic. I mean, it's really pliable. So there's nothing really holding it back, so we just glued the face of it, this plastic piece, to the back of this to keep it from pushing in and give it more support. And then Dad came up with the idea. I'm glad to have him around sometimes. But he came up with the idea of putting 2x4s on the back side, and then liquid nails along the back side of this, and we're going to do the same thing right here and set it on the floor to keep these corners from moving in. Another thing that helps it out is we're going to tap some screws right in here into the studs, so it shouldn't go nowhere with this corner. With the glue and the screws going in the corner here, it should be pretty stable. So that's that. Once we get this Expandifoam going, we're kind of committed to it, so We gotta work fast.
So
somewhat.
we'll set the camera up and just get after it.
One there.
What do you got going on, bud?
I was just reading the instructions on this. You only have, let's see,
15 minutes.
tack free in 15 minutes and cures in 8 hours. So we're gonna try and get it done as fast as possible.
Yeah, I think the whole tack-free thing is when that thing is entirely done, swelling up maybe. But with that being said, you got to put extra weight in there. You can fill the tub with water, or you can put any kind of weight in there that might substitute water. Like we're going to put some a bag of Quickcrete in there, 60-pound bag of Quickcrete, and then also some a bag of floor leveler in there. So it'll conform to the bottom of the tub. Those two bags, and it'll be a little drier.
You want to put something in the bottom of the tub to protect your finish. So a lot of the times in the boxes that the tub comes in, they have like a little cutout you can put in the bottom to protect it, so you can stand in there and work. Some of the other videos I watch, guys don't want to use water in there if they're going to do the whole project, because with this particular surround we're doing a direct to stud. We're not doing a glue. If we were going to do a glue, we'd put sheetrock all in behind this and then glue it right to the wall. But the direct to stud's kind of nice. And I was watching a few different videos and looked at some pros and cons. What I liked about this is it drills straight in to each stud, but it also glues down, so you just put little dabs of glue. We won't get to that today, but I like that, and plus I don't have to buy a bunch more glue board to cover up the walls. I just need a few sheets for the ceiling and the back wall. And so we had these shims. Did you tell them about the shims?
Yeah, there's about a 1/2 inch of play between the tub and the framing in the walls here. And so what we wanted to come up, you'll be able to see that in the video too, but we had to cut shims to go in back behind to catch the flanges on the back of the tub. You'll be able to see that when we install the tub. So we got all these shims that are kind of set to one side. All these go on this side, and I got all the shims on the other side, and they're a certain length to where they'll capture the flanges on the back side of the surrounds. You know, when we install this, we had to install this stud here, all this framework here, and so we already installed the furring for this, and so when we drop the tub into place, we could push it back up against the wall. These will already be here for us. So we have to work really fast when we put that expandifoam in here, because we're on a timer. So, anyways, that's about everything for explanation. When we first came in here, this floor, they didn't have this support in here, and there was just a little piece around the toilet that was rotten, and so we removed the old flange and installed a new stainless steel flange to capture the bottom of the toilet, and so all this will be solid new again. So here we go. Another little trick. Most of y'all probably know about it. We use the liquid nails for fastening those 2x4s in there for a little more structural integrity. And so we just put a little bit of black tape on the very end of this, and that'll keep this glue alive for a couple more days, so we don't have to go out and buy another tube. See, we got fresh glue coming out. Okay, well, ready? 1, 2, 3, go. So we're going to put concrete and floor leveling in here. I'll stick a piece of cardboard in there just to keep it from scratching anything. have the tub drain, and we have a little bit of plumber's putty around the bottom where this goes into the drain. This little gasket will have to stick in the tub underneath the tub. This goes under between the tub bottom and the ABS flange, drain flange. This little wrench goes in and captures the drain, so I can tighten that up.
I gotta pre-drill a couple more holes over where Dad's left elbow is, but I'll get the rest of these screws in where I need them. This particular tub doesn't call for washers, but we just did it anyway, just in case, just to have a little pressure on that plastic, little dispersion there.
So this is the overflow drain, and this is the stopper, a plunger that runs down and stops the water from draining when you want to run a bath. We'll stick that in. This little gasket goes in behind the tub for the overflow.
You're just working on the overflow right now, trying to get the gasket through there. There's a gasket on the bottom for the drain and a gasket for the overflow.
Should have put this on beforehand. I don't know if it matters a whole lot because you still gotta put this thing through there. So there's 3 little tabs you gotta catch in here. There's the other ones found me.
One thing that's nice to do, I don't know this from experience, I was watching videos, but I found this interesting. If you are able to go through the other wall, you can buy those little doors that'll actually open and close for your drywall. You can install those right behind like a cabinet or something if you got like a wall that you're not going to look at and it won't look bad. You can put a door behind there to access all your plumbing back there. Or if there's ever a leak, you can access it easy without tearing up drywall or pulling up the tub or something. Thought that was an interesting idea, because right behind this wall is my kitchen, and technically I haven't measured it out yet, but eventually it'd be nice to go with that idea if I ever had a problem. If you had to access that in there, just put a door in there instead. I don't know if you guys seen it, but down here on the bottom where we're talking about that little plastic piece that holds the wall back, it pooched the plastic out this way a little bit, so there's just a little bit of a bow in there. So we had those 2x4s sitting right in there with the glue, and we pulled the edges back just a little bit, and we used the level here we set that right in the middle so we can get those walls pulled back to straight. That way when you lay your floor down, you can put that, instead of going with the sealer, we actually bought it's like a strip molding. It's called a tub molding that you put right down in between here instead of caulking it. And I haven't seen it yet, it hasn't come in, but it's supposedly better and it looks a lot nicer than the caulk. But you want that nice and straight so you can get your floor leveled up, butted up next to it.
Well, that concludes the tub installation. We got the foam in underneath, along the back side. We got the drain installed, the overflow installed. Ryan is measuring from something. What are you measuring for, bud?
I was just gonna shove some insulation in between there.
For sound barrier.
Yeah, I can cut some strips off to fit some of these areas we did in the ceiling and whatnot, and then behind the tub. I think that's something that'll fit right in there.
Okay.
Just measure the heights too.
And we got the front of the tub is all level and square across here. So when we go put the floor in, it's going to be, everything's going to be right. So those two blocks that you seen earlier, we went ahead and put adhesive on those. So when we have these flanges, but as well as we have this block in here that's going to keep that solid and firm. And so that shouldn't go anywhere. Well, in a plastic world, you do little things to kind of help make things solid. And so that's what we've done here. So now Ryan is going to run some insulation in here and insulation just for sound barrier. We found a piece that's going to fit just right in there. So what he's got to do is he has to, you can set that a little deeper too, it's not going to matter. He's got to cut out a notch on this 2x6 to go around the ABS pipe ventilation. This will be a support for a future shower door if he wants one, so we'll just go ahead and put it in. And on the other side now, these are shower door supports. They go in behind the surround.
So for this particular model, they ask you to go, again, this is a Delta 400. So from the bottom here, the tub top, to the bottom of your support is 2.5 inches, and then 57 inches up to the top. So this piece here is 57 inches long, and they want to go 2.5 above the tub, and then 2 3/16 out from your stud.
What for?
And that's for a shower door. So if you're going to mount a shower door on this model, they want that so you can drill your door in. I don't have one of those. I think we're going to go with a curtain, but if I ever did, I'll be ready for it and I'll have to pull a surround out.
Perfectly. Perfect. That's what we're looking for. Perfect. And there's a little bit of forgiveness in there when you're installing that, because you can offset some of these to match and make right. That's the forgiveness of a 3-piece. Yeah.
And once we go in here, we'll take a level across the top and scribe a line along the top, make sure we're going to have a good gap on the bottom, make sure we're level across the top to make everything match up good. And then pre-drill holes in the side flange and the top flange. Then once you get everything dry fitted and pre-drilled, you take everything off and then you dab glue down each stud. And then glue and drill it in place.
So those 2x6s that run out like that, that is encased in this piece here. So that 2x6 comes out right in here and in here. So when if you ever decide to install a shower door, you'll have a solid piece in back behind here to affix your door frame to. So that's what that's all about. But like he said, he's going to go with a shower curtain at this point in time, and then later on down the road he might put in a shower door. But it's there just in case he ever needs to, or if he ever has the desire to put in a door, he'll have the means to do so.